to discuss patience today. Patience. Patience could be if somebody is saying something and you do not agree with it or you don't like it, then giving them the right of free will is also a sign of patience, right? Giving them, just like you have a right of speaking, they also have a right of expressing their thoughts the way they want, because everybody has a different way of thinking. So they also have a right. So the right to communication, right to their free will is also indicating patience. So patience means tolerating, accepting others. When you are listening to somebody and they are not letting, you don't like what they are saying, what are you doing? You're allowing, and you're getting angry because of it or stressed out of it because of listening to what the person is saying. So what's happening? You're allowing the other people to push your buttons. Triggers, they are your triggers. That shows, what does it show? That you need to work on your patience, right? You need to be tolerant, you need to be accepting, yes. That when we are patient, what are the virtues of the patience? What happens? First of all, as you said, we receive things, right? If we are impatient is the opposite of the patience, right? Mm-hmm. So when we are impatient, what happens? We stop listening. Yeah. We stop receiving the information, right? And what happens? Creating stress all of a sudden. We are getting irritated, and now we're creating stress inside our mind, and then it's going to explode in anger, right? Because what happens after the irritation, next level is anger. Anger. So once you explode in the anger, who is hurting? You. Because it's happening in your body, in your own mind. Nobody else's, right? So we created a negative energy for ourselves, and what happened? With the negative energy, our own energy goes down. And then we start feeling low, depressed, and unhappy, sad, all kinds of negative emotions come up, right? So, are we helping? No. Also, so that is being mindfulness. So, patience is that creates being mindfulness. Mindfulness meaning that you are able to assess the situation, and if somebody is saying something, instead of focusing on the negative aspect, you are trying to, or focusing on the problem, what do? We start focusing on the solution. Are we able to do the focus on the solution when we are impatient? No. But when we are patient, what do? We start listening, right? We start listening. When we slow down, when we say, okay, this is not who I want to be. It's there. When we start thinking, the other person also has a right of view, right? So that means we are respecting that person's view. It's his view, maybe right or wrong, it's different. We are not here to judge others, we are here to judge ourselves and raise our own vibrations. We are here on a journey to improve ourselves, not others. So, Diane, we are giving them that respect. So they may be all wrong, doesn't matter. But when we give them that view, then instead of focusing on the problem, then we start focusing on the solution. That is mindfulness. That means when they are complaining, you can find a solution to that complaint and give them that answer. Maybe we can do this way, maybe we can help you this way. So that's how we can come up with the solutions rather than focusing on the problems and complaints. So that's one thing that happens with the patients. It happens. I just cannot, even though I was 100%, I got 100% marks in my board exam for maths. But right now, if you tell me to work with the numbers, I can't. Because my brain is not wired over there. My brain is wired somewhere else, in philosophy. So that means my focus is not there. You see? So that's why. So it doesn't mean that everybody has, nobody is born wise. No, people know, some people may know more than a little bit more than the others. So they can guide you in that. Like if you know more about the computers, you can guide me for that. Right? So you are my teacher. And I am your teacher in the philosophy. So that doesn't mean, so we are all ignorant. We are all learning. That's why we took the body. If we are all knowing, then we don't need to take a body. We would even know that we are the spiritual beings. We don't need these bodies. We don't need this mind. So, because we are still lacking in that knowledge and we are still learning and growing, we are all doing in different aspects. Some may be good in something and the other person may be good in the other thing. We are all, so we have to learn to be accepting. So patience will teach you first of all to be mindfulness, focus on the solutions rather than the problem itself or complaints. Secondly, it will help you to accept others. Right? Accept others as they are. Don't try to change them, don't try to judge them. We have to judge ourselves. As I said, we have come here to judge ourselves and grow and learn. And judging doesn't even mean being harsh towards yourself, punishing yourself. No. It just means acknowledging your mistakes and correcting them. That's it. Okay? So, that is acceptance. Then tolerance. It also teaches you to be tolerant of the other people. Right? That's a good virtue. Because the more tolerant you are, the more further you can, the better focus, you can focus your better on anything that you're doing, and you can, even though you keep making mistakes, you keep because of your tolerance, you are able to achieve your goal eventually. Right? So the patience teaches you tolerance. It also teaches you humility, how to be humble. Humility is, other person is as important as I am. He has as much of right to speak as I have. Free will is given to him as well as he. He has a right to his opinion, right or wrong. Okay? So that is humility. It will also, patience will also give us, we will slow down. We are not going to be rushing into reactions. So it will help us to respond rather than react, which we all do in every situation, on and off. But the more you slow down and the more you start building up this virtue of patience, the more you will be able to respond rather than react. And that is a very good thing. Why? Because we all need to learn that. That is a problem, that creates a problem in every aspect, in every situation. If we are reacting negatively, different situations, or even positively, it does not make, because when we react, we don't have the time to think. We are just reacting out of the old memory. But when we respond, then we can choose to respond this way or that way. So now we are thinking and then responding. So that is a good thing, because now you can choose the right way. So you slow down and it gives you time to respond, not react. So what are we destroying when we are reacting? Our own peace. Creating anger in ourselves, we are destroying our own peace, our own mind. We are creating stress in our own selves, burning our own organs with anger. Anger is a fire, right? Which burns you, burns your mind, burns your emotional body and your physical body too. Creates different diseases in your body.
Stress kills.
Stress kills, exactly. All the diseases in your body are because of the stress that we create. It could be for any reason, but if you are creating it, you are giving. Stress means making your organs overwork. You're overworking yourself, overworking your different organs in the physical body, in your emotional body. You're intense, you're burning up, creating so much of heat, or different kinds of feelings and sensations that some are not good. And in the mind also, those thoughts you're registering it in your mind, in your intellect body, and in your memories. So that will come to torture you later on too. Right? So, that is not something you want. So patience gives you the time to think and respond rather than react. Right?
Absolutely.
Also, it helps you to raise your productivity. When you are able to focus, when you are able to respond, then whatever you are trying to achieve, you will be able to achieve. Because now you are more focused in the solution. You are more focused in whatever you are doing and you are able to reach your goal. Patience meaning also that if you've failed 10 times and if you have patience to retry it again, 11th time you will get it. You will succeed. So that's what patience teaches you. It helps you to manifest your goals. Isn't that a big thing? The way to manifest anything is to have patience and keep trying and retrying till you achieve it. Never accept the failure and keep trying with patience. And then it helps you to build up your gratitude. Gratitude for everything, gratitude towards others and the universe and the God. So patience has so many virtues. And impatience is just the opposite. It creates just stress, lowers our energy, makes us depressed and others around us. So what would we choose?
Patience.
Patience, just by imbibing this one virtue, we can learn to respond, not react. That means we are getting rid of anger. Right? Because if we don't react in a negative manner, we start getting irritated and don't have the patience to listen to other points or accept them as they are or have the tolerance, then what are we doing? We are going to react in anger. So now we have won, or we have, you could say, won a battle over our anger. So that's a very big thing. People get angry and they don't know how to fix it, how to control it. So just by being patient, you can overcome your anger. Also, patience will give you time to think of all the, why is this emotion coming up? You know, if you're feeling jealous or greedy, you can look at it. Okay, this is the emotion because I'm feeling greedy or I'm feeling jealous. Once you acknowledge something, then you can work on it. Because if we do not know why we are reacting in that manner, then we keep doing the same thing over and over again. But if we start acknowledging, if we start understanding it, so that is like, creating a little distance between you and the reaction, or creating a distance between you and the mind. Watching your mind and seeing why is this feeling of anger, or why is this feeling of irritation coming? What is the feeling? What is the thought behind it? And the thought is because I'm feeling jealous. Okay, so now I have to work on my jealousy. Why should I be jealous? Because I have everything also, what I need, and if she has something better, if I want it, I can work towards it, manifest it from the universe. And if I have what I have and I'm happy with it, so what is the point of being jealous? So you have basically, what are you doing? You're trying to reason with your own mind. Because it's the mind, everything is being created in the mind with that thought. And that thought is creating the emotions, and that emotions is creating the sensations in your body, which is creating different nice diseases in the body. So just by being patient, we have lot of virtues that we can learn. Just by one thing. So I know we always talk about what not to do. Today I thought I will talk about what to do. That will help you in reasoning, in understanding other points of views. It's like, when we say that when you are in the other person's shoe, you can see how it hurts or it doesn't hurt, or you can walk better. So thinking from their point of view will help you to understand their views. And I'm not saying that a person is always right or wrong. That is again subjective. Right and wrong is always subjective. What seems right to you could be something that they don't agree with, and what seems right to them, you may not agree with. That is subjective. But we are not here to discuss about what is right or wrong. We can leave that for the religions. What we are here to do is use your common sense to see what works for me, which will raise my energy and other people around me. It will make them comfortable and make them happy also. Happy in a sense will help to raise their energy too. Will not create stress among them and me. That is common sense. No rights and wrongs, no do's and don'ts, no commandments, no whatever they do, guidelines, nothing. Because there are no guidelines for common sense. You have to look at the situation and then use your common sense. So if you can just have a little patience and say, okay, now I'm going to use my common sense and then react, or then respond. Immediately you have broken that chain of reaction right away. So if we just start connecting to our common sense, so before we answer, before we react in any manner, we say, I'm going to use my common sense. And then when you start thinking, you have broken that chain, and then you are able to respond in a more positive manner. Because ultimately whatever you choose is going to create your karma. That is how we create good karmas or bad karmas. Good karmas will bring good reactions, and karmas are nothing but actions, right? So good actions will bring good reactions, and bad actions are obviously going to bring bad reactions. And gossiping, as I already told you, will only bring your energy down, because now you're giving energy to a negative thought. And when we give energy to a negative thought, we are imbibing that into ourselves, storing it in our memory, and also creating a bad karma simultaneously. So in no way is it going to help us. And also another thing that I want to mention was that, as you know, we are all ignorant. We have all come here to learn and grow, right? So nobody is perfect. So we are all going to make mistakes. Everybody. I make so many mistakes a day. In fact, I love to say sorry because I know I make so many mistakes. And the more sorry you say, the more humble you will become, the more ego you will be killing your ego. The more you get rid of your ego, the more your vibrations will rise. Ego never allows us to say sorry for our mistakes, but that helps us to grow and understand, acknowledge, and grow in our vibrations. Just like I say, God is the word God itself has this meaning also. G is for generation. You generate the energy that generates everything, that creates everything. That's G. O is for the energy that organizes everything, makes sure everything is running in an orderly manner. That's O. And D is energy that destroys whatever is not needed. So don't we say that? He creates everything, he makes sure everything is running in order, and then he destroys what is not needed, what is not good for us. Right? So I made that up.
I like that.
And now I know ego is easing God out. If we understand, when we start loving each other, then accepting each other, then we understand that we are the God. God, what does God do? He loves everybody. Does he discriminate? Does he judge anybody? No. There are no sins, no punishments by God. It's just an energy that gives you the energy to do whatever you want to create.
God is a God of love, isn't
Yes, God is love. So when we start loving everybody, accepting everybody, have patience and love everybody equally, then we become God ourselves.